in STEMLand ground rules are respect yourself, respect others, respect materials.
STEMLand is a place for children and youth to grow. We see how much we can give responsibility to individuals, whether they are youth or whether they are children, to take charge of their own life.
We learn here like electronics, cubes and many other things based on mathematics.
So STEM is science, technology, engineering and mathematics, and now we call it as STEMLand. So STEM is science, technology, research, arts and engineering and mathematics. So we also do research.
So one of the first youth I met with, I had met him when I was going for my driver's license. And I had asked him, what do you do? And he said, I don't have a job, I'm looking for one. I asked him what he had done and he said electronics, and which is my background. But when I had come to Auroville, I was only teaching children, and I had more or less completely stopped working on kind of chip design and all I used to do. And so I sort of let it pass because I had made a conscious choice to work with kids and I didn't really want to get back into doing that. 3 months later, I decided to go to get my license. And again, coincidentally, he's also sitting. And so I asked him, what do you do now? And he said, I'm still looking for a job. So at that point, I felt maybe I should do something. And so for me, the idea was, how do I synthesize my life, to be very honest? It's the work I've done with high-tech, with the work I'm doing with children. How can I get both of them together and not have a separate idea of industry and a separate idea of education? How do we bring it together?
So there we just sit on the benches and what the teacher teaches on the blackboard, we learn that and we just write it on our note. And here they do many different methods to teach us, because this is different from the other classes. Here we can do whatever we want.
When we told children this is what we are going to do, we are no longer going to teach you, you don't have classes anymore. First, of course, they thought we are kidding. And first 2 weeks they had fun. So they were playing games and puzzles. We organized the entire space together with the children. Then they got concerned. They were like, you're not teaching us. What will happen to us? And then there we went and said, we believe in Sri Aurobindo, and Sri Aurobindo said nothing can be taught. So here you have to learn. In the end, I can't enter your brain and learn. You need to learn. We will support you in whatever way you want. If you really want us to take classes, we'll take classes also for you. So we left it to the children on how to organize themselves and how to learn. Then we realized many children have never made choices in life because we've never given an opportunity for children to make choices. So then the question came, how do we as human beings make choices? So the same tools we had done, we started also working with children on saying, how do you make a choice? Do you make a choice out of possibility or do you make a choice out of fear? And can you notice your fear and work beyond that? So then I think really nice things have happened over time. And that's, I guess, when we transitioned from a functional organization to a social organization.
Yeah, I get more freedom here. We choose a topic and we study here.
Normal math classes, they just take the book syllabus, like the lessons from the book. But here they take the lessons from the book and they leave us free. So we do the Scratch and the other projects, we do that. Scratch is we do projects on it. It's like animation, we do arts, crafts in it.
We have computers and we have a robotics lab, and so all those aspects, and where children sit and work and learn, different spaces for them to reorganize themselves and work. And it's also open for youth to come and start learning who are not part of the SHIFO program. And some people don't want to come full time, or we may not have thought that they are eligible for the program, but they may just want to learn, and we are always open for anyone who wants to come and learn.
I like STEMLand because we itself choose the lesson and we itself studying. I get any doubt, I will ask to Bhakya and she will clear it. I learn square root in here only properly. and I get no confusion in square roots.
Children from any school can come, and in the beginning we had children coming from TLC who would come in for twice a week. We had children from Deepanam school come once a week. So they were coming like that. And then we started, of course, STEM centers in many places. So in Isai, Ambalam, in Udavi. And whoever wanted to do it in whatever way, not necessarily our way, whatever sort of worked for the schools. So IKM has its own version of STEMLand. So there are different flavors depending on what really works there. But the principles are the same. We want to develop responsibility, equality and the courage to create in ourselves and in the children. So that doesn't change. The ground rules don't change. But what specifically we do, or maybe even how we do it, can be different.
In STEMLand, I choose what I want to learn.
I studied accountancy. I couldn't find any job. I saw Sanjay and I talked to him, and he called me to join Shifu. I thought that yeah, because Sanjay is a man who is always like thinks differently to the way of how children want to like do things very fun and like improve their skills.
Last year we actually started a master's program. It has turned out that it's all youth who've graduated and noticed that they have actually not learnt any skills. Having completed engineering or having completed a BSc, what they were supposed to learn, they haven't learned. A computer science graduate wouldn't know how to program. An electronics engineer would not know what voltage is, a different issue, would not have built anything. So we wanted to have a one-year program, again with the same idea. It's not only about skills. It's about skills, it's about competencies. What do I want to see in the world? How do I shift the culture and system? And who am I being? That is going to sort of guide the whole process. Who do I want to be as values? And so that is the program we have put together. It's called Becoming and Being a Shifu. A Shifu means a master.
I heard about this program, the Shifu program. I believe that this will be a better place for me. So I prepared to join here. I spoke with my family. This is a residential course, one-year residential course. So at the first time they didn't allow me. They were all scared about the rumors over here. I want them to know the real fact about it and what are all the benefits over here. So I spoke to my mom. I asked her to meet Sanjeev and he spoke to her. She also believed that this will be a better place for me, and then I joined here.
My roles here, like I'm supporting that Shivu program. People I'm enrolling here and I'm training them. So general courses like they have only theoretical oriented like approaches. We never took any theoretical things. We are giving only practical approach. People will start working with the real-time problem solving. Even like each mentees like they have one mentor. So the mentor will be changed every quarter and they will be shuffled to other mentors. And during the time we'll see the growth.
There is two ways that we can choose. One is programming side and the other is layout. I've chosen programming. That also, we don't have any exams over here. We just do our tasks and we practice and we learn. Practical learning, playful learning.
We offer courses on programming, on data structure, on WordPress and so on. So all those programs are basically offered in the first building. So it has iSmart lab, so you have smart board and you can do many things there. So we have that space, we have a space to work there.
I started with my Scratch program. It makes me helpful to learn programming. I didn't have any programming knowledge before. It's also like helping me a lot to learn programming languages.
And so we have a Sunday sort of half-day retreat. And so people who have done Vipassana from around Auroville can come here to meditate. It works with something that's real. It's scientific. We are all geeks, so I think the fact that it is based off science, the emotions are stored in the body and we are actually reacting to sensations, and that it's possible to make the conscious mind aware of how the unconscious mind continuously reacts and start training it. And this is one more way of training ourselves.
I learned about leadership because it makes me fearless.
The Radical Transformational Leadership is it's a program that is a team building program. It assumes personal development. It assumes you're already working on yourself. And it sort of says how you can create a Sangha to support your growth and also other people's growth. So I think it's more a team building program on how we can work together with the assumption that you're doing something deep to develop yourself so you live a better life and you live a more meaningful life. So I would say these are Vipassana and RTL are the two major wheels that drive us forward.
The teachers make learning fun in STEMLand.
In terms of the running expenses, so for example the maintenance of the buildings, all the youth who are volunteering in the schools, all of them also work. So they consult. So that's how we support the youth.
There is STEMLand as well as C3 STEMLand. This C3 STEMLand is a commercial unit where we work on programming as well as in VLSI design. So we work for a company called Aura Semiconductor, which is located in Bangalore. We work for them remotely.
We work on VLSI design, so that's chip design, and we work on programming that sort of programs these chips from a user interface. We also work on tools, so we take both of them together and how do you design in a more automated fashion. So these are some of the areas we look at. And we're also looking at some things in board design. So it's maybe 4 or 5 different areas that we work on.
We don't stop ourselves from learning. We always engage and explore things. That's what I love here.
So if people are really willing to sort of guide and mentor both technically and non-technically, I think that's a great help. If people want to come and engage, this is like a model. So you can use this model and you can create a new group. So we always welcome people to Auroville, but we don't give them a possibility of what they can do. So here I'm offering something you can do. You have a skill. But the important thing is you should want to grow yourself as a person.
So I wanted to scale STEMLand to different places. I want to see that in future, we are all in rural area, and children, not only children in these schools, but also children in other government schools also to get access to these computers and high-end technology.
So I think it's more in terms of creating environments for youth to continue growing and not sort of plateauing, both technically as well as socially as well as spiritually. I consider ourselves a spiritual organization. We started as a functional organization, then we became a more social organization, and now I feel we are a more spiritual organization. And spiritual meaning for my personal growth. I'm here because I want to grow, that's it.
If you are interested in learning, creating things, you are always welcome, because this is a place to learn